Do you want to know the exact workout routine that got me jacked by 15 years old? Well, today I'm breaking down that same routine which completely transformed my physique as a teenager, so you can too. Just 3 years ago, I felt skinny and insecure about my body, so I committed to building a physique I could be proud of. But there was just one problem. I had no idea where to start and was overwhelmed by all the conflicting information online. If you're in that same position right now, then this video is exactly what you need, because I'll be breaking down this routine in a simple, easy to understand way for beginners, so you can get started on building your dream physique today. The first thing I'm going to cover today is splits. No, not those kind of splits. Splits are the way you divide your training across the week and basically tell you which muscle groups you need to train on which days. My split has 3 sections. Section 1 is push day. This is when you train all the muscles involved in pushing. So on this day you'll train your chest, triceps and front and rear delts. For chest, I like to do flat bench press as well as inclined dumbbell bench press to target all parts of the chest and to develop that broad aesthetic look. For triceps, I like to do tricep pushdowns with a straight bar, and I also like to do skull crushers. For the front and side delts, I like to do shoulder press and cable lateral raises for stability and for some big, juicy, bolder shoulders. The second section is pull day. This is when you train all your muscles involved in pulling. So your back, biceps, rear delts and traps will be trained on this day. For my back, I like to do lat pull downs and cable rolls for that 3D look in your back. For my biceps, I like to do chin ups and seated bicep curls for a good stretch in the bicep and a full range of motion. For my rear delts, I like to do rear delt cable flies, and for my traps, I like to do barbell shrugs. For those of you who don't know what traps are, they're short for trapezius, and they're this muscle. Now let's move on to the legs. The muscles targeted here are your quads, hamstrings, inner thighs, calves, and your glutes for that big, fat ass. The first exercise I like to do for legs is squats using the Smith machine with emphasis on the quads. To target your quads more, make sure your feet are slightly in front of you, just enough so when you squat down, your knees are in line with your toes. Also, I like to do leg extensions for the quads as well. For your hamstrings, leg curls are the best option. I prefer lying down leg curls, but you can also do seated leg curls. For the inner thigh, you can do the adductors machine. I know this machine's a little zesty, but it's very important to give your legs that wide look. Your glutes are targeted when you do squats, but if you want to train them more, you can do hip thrust. Personally, I don't have this in my routine, but if you want to train your glutes more, you can add them in. And that's all. I know I blitzed through that, but if you missed anything, make sure to rewatch it. And here's a table of all the exercises I've covered. And now let's move on to the most important part, and that's making sure the split works for your week. First off, go into a notes app and write Monday to Sunday. Then, pick your least favourite day to train and write rest day. Then write push-pull legs, and that's your routine. You now have your first workout routine, but you still may have some questions like what weight should you use? And my answer to that is it really depends on what you're doing. All your exercises should be done to failure, meaning the last rep of each set should be extremely hard to do. So the amount of weight you should be using should allow you to go to failure on the rep ranges you're doing. For example, the seated bicep curl, I should choose a weight that I could do for 8 to 12 reps with the last rep being extremely hard to do. So just experiment with different ways until you find one that's hard to do between 8 and 12 reps. You should do 8 to 12 reps of each one of the exercises I listed. Unless you think your form for squat and bench is really good, then you can maybe experiment with going a little bit heavier and doing 3 to 6 reps instead. I don't think beginners should go heavier on those exercises because if your form's not good, you could easily injure yourself. You also may be wondering how long you should rest for, and my answer to that is 3 minutes for each exercise. My last piece of advice is that you're progressively overloading. This means each session you either increase the weight or amount of reps that you do for each exercise, so your body's constantly under pressure to grow. And if you want a guide to bulking, make sure to click the link in the description because I've got an excellent guide there for skinny guys like us trying to bulk. And remember, no matter how much training you do, if you're not eating right, you won't grow. So if you're serious about your training, make sure to check that video out down below. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you have any other video suggestions. And thanks for watching.